Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Raw. This show is brought to you by THQ, and we have a big matchup coming up, and you'll see what it is in just a moment. Please watch.
Unsuspecting stranger had better know the truth of wrong from right. 'Cause the eyes of the ranger are upon you, and all you do is wanna see. When you're in Texas, look behind you, 'cause that's what rangers are. Unsuspecting stranger had better know the truth of wrong from right. 'Cause the eyes of the ranger are upon you, and all you do is wanna see.
there are the competitors, and to say that it's star-studded, I should say, excuse me, would be an understatement because you have so many stars, and they are all going after the Internet Championship in the grasp of Joseph Kony. Now, the Internet is still developing as I understand it, and it has come quite a ways away from when I first saw it in back in '66. I remember seeing it for the first time, and it was fairly primitive, and it's still growing, and I have a feeling it's only going to get better from here on out. But with that said, let's just get on with the matchup. And what we have, we have Joseph Kony and we have Pikachu, and well, Joseph Kony was going to go for a submission attempt, but nothing doing there. And then, as you see, Blofeld, the man in gray, is going after the man in the black suit, James Bond, continuing their rivalry from many years ago, especially during the Bond films. And then you have Sonic and Chuck Norris at each other. That's a matchup in and of itself. And if you're wondering, how is it that Sonic is in two matches at the same time? Well, and wait a minute, Pikachu, what's he doing? He's going for a half Boston Crab, but, well, actually both members of Nintendo Planet in Pikachu and Sonic, they all tried to go for a win with the submission, but of course the referee's not going to count that if that happens. Meanwhile, James Bond and Blofeld are on the outside beating the hell out of each other. Oh, nice move onto Blofeld on the outside. Meanwhile, Sonic going to continue his rivalry with Joseph Kony. I mean, these guys have been at each other's throats for the better part of 2 years plus, or 2 seasons plus, rather, excuse me. But it's gone so many years, it's like, I kind of lost count, really. And now, Bond now goes after Kony, which now has Sonic going after Blofeld. Now wait, oh, broken up immediately by Joseph Kony. And now Joseph Kony just getting pounded in the back. And down goes Kony as Sonic now pulls on the hamstrings as... Okay, that was kind of weird, Pikachu. Well, anyway, broken up immediately by his own man in Pikachu. But of course, it is every man for himself when it comes to the Internet Championship. I mean, there's so many rivalries intertwined, it's not even funny. Although we have a first-time matchup between Bond and Chuck Norris, as well as Blofeld and Pikachu. And now Chuck Norris now he's going to pick up Sonic. Ooh, nice takedown onto Sonic. But now it's Bond and Kony at each other. And a facebuster on the Blofeld by Bond, James Bond. And broken up immediately was Kony. Well, Kony broke up the pin attempt on from Pikachu. Now wait, broken up by James Bond. Remember, it's the first person to get a pinfall or submission over anybody is the one that wins. Chuck Norris kick onto Blofeld, and now Blofeld has been busted open. And it was at the hands of Chuck Norris, and Blofeld, seeking revenge, goes right after Norris. And an inverted backbreaker onto Sonic by Bond, James Bond. And a pinfall. Oh, yeah, whenever two people go for a pinning or submitting combination at the same time, the referee's not going to count it. So just remember that. An elbow right to the face of Norris. Then a forward electric chair drop onto Sonic. And now Bond has been busted open. And a crossbody onto Bond. James Bond. And a slam onto Bond. James Bond. And a pinfall on Sonic. Nope, not even a 1 count. And wow, look at this. Ooh, nice punching combination. Well, of course there's so much action, I really can't call it all, really. A spinning heel kick onto Kony. And now Kony looking to finish off Chuck Norris. Meanwhile, 1, 2, oh, broken up just barely by Sonic. And now, nope, kick out by Chuck Norris. And now Pikachu's going to go after his own man. And oh, and a low blow right to Bond. James Bond. And now, wait a minute, a schoolboy pin. 1, 2, oh, broken up just barely by Sonic. And now Chuck Norris goes right after Bond. James Bond. And then a side kick on to Bond. A suplex onto Kony, so now you have 2 members of Spectre fighting each other. Nope, not even a 1 count on Chuck Norris. I mean, you have members of Nintendo Planet and Spectre fighting each other. I mean, and then you have the wild cards in James Bond and Chuck Norris. A backflip onto Joseph Kony. And another one. And then a massive suplex onto Pikachu. And then a takedown onto Pikachu. Then one right to Joseph Kony. And then a slingshot splash onto Joseph Kony. And then a facebuster onto Chuck Norris, and now Chuck Norris has been busted open. I mean, half these guys are bleeding right this moment. And then a DDT onto Chuck Norris. Then a clothesline onto Blofeld by his own man in Joseph Kony. And another DDT onto Norris. But now Bond goes after Sonic. Another forward electric chair drop, this time to Norris. And now Blofeld just hammering away, just pounding away on him, and down goes Pikachu. And now, wait, a roll up. 1, nope, broken up by his own man in Pikachu. Then the Chuck Norris kick onto Joseph Kony. Pile driver onto Sonic. 1. Oh, broken up just barely by Blofeld. And now Kony is on the outside of the ring. Of course he can't win on the outside. You have to win it inside the ring. Wait, pinfall attempt on Pikachu from James Bond. Again, I apologize and I'm sorry about that. That's a little notification on my pager there, or rather, it's not even a pager. Actually, it's my cell phone. These newfangled cell phones. I'll tell you one thing. 1, 2. Oh, broken up just barely by Kony. He was that close to losing the title to his own man, the leader of Spectre, Blofeld. Wait, pinfall on. Well, never mind. Pinfall on Norris, but Norris kicked out. And now Bond busted open and everything. Walther PPK. Walther PPK and... Wait, what happened? Don't tell me. The winner and new Internet Champion is Bond. 007 Bond. James Bond. So within, what, 3 matches? This is only his 3rd match, and already James Bond... Actually, no, this is his 4th match. I'm sorry. But in 4 matches, James Bond is a champion. And I have to say, I can only congratulate him because, I mean, he practically went through hell in a cell to get it. And he got it. It may not have been the person that he wanted to knock out, but he got the job done. And congratulations to James Bond. But we still have some more show to go through, but that was a hellacious ride inside the cell. But until then, stay tuned, everybody.